curtains open at the moment, waiting for Blaze if she comes back out drinking. I had to bring the kids home because the pub kicks us out at 10 o'clock with kids.
All right.
I don't drink.
We are live. Should be live. Awesome. All right. Good morning, everybody. I see a lot of people here in the chat. DALP's been here longer than I have, so I'm just going to scroll back through. Good morning, Room, Key Man, Dark Arts Lockpicking. Thank you for joining in.
All good. Bit of fun.
Brian Field, Dana Reed, Night Owl. Good morning. Butcher's Block. Who else? Ronald. Good morning. Who else am I missing? Don's. I saw you pop in. James Randolph's gone to get caffeine. Sounds like a good idea. Bear's back. Good morning. Alrighty. Daryl Jackaway Services. Good morning. I don't think I've seen you here. So, alrighty. Well,
that was the awesome guy that set up the website for me and was running all that.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Glad to have you here. So yes, this is finally, after a week's delay, well, a week and like 5 minutes delay, we are doing this. So it's good to have you here this morning or this late night. So
it's now Sunday morning here, 12 o'clock, just gone 12 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Well, we're just at 10 a.m. here. So I know over where Rune is, it's like 5 p.m. And yeah, that whole dateline stuff confuses me sometimes. But yeah, good to have you here. We were talking before we went live on here. We were talking about how it's just been really a hell of a week for the both of us. You've been under the weather. Last week, of course, Bernoulli was sick. DALP's all drugged up today. He's got the good stuff.
No, there's antibiotics.
Of course, I've got the good stuff too, because like I was just telling you before we went live, yesterday, doing this whole feeding routine with the cats poses some challenges, and keeping them separated and doing stuff. And long story short, Diogenes wanted in on the food yesterday morning that was for Bernoulli, and he wound up biting me on the hand, which is my left hand, thankfully, because I don't think I could have worked yesterday had it been my right hand. But my left hand, it was actually swollen about twice that size. You can see where he got me and got me back there and everything. And so I wound up going to the emergency room last night and getting a tetanus shot and antibiotics. So got that filled, but I think we can take a breath now.
Yeah, my pain's starting to go away at least at the moment, which is good.
Well, that's good. So,
yeah, it's probably having an old person's disease.
Yeah.
It's extremely rare in young people like me to have a particular disease. Quite common in older people, but when it gets inflamed, like the doctor said, "How the hell can you work during the week and be in that much pain?" I'm like, yeah, I just suck it up and work. I'll get my hand cut off and still try to work.
That was kind of how I was yesterday. My hand just kept hurting and swelling up bigger and bigger, and I just said, I'm not going to get coverage to come in halfway through the day, for one thing, on a Friday, and I might as well just live with it. So I did, and actually after I got off work, I had to go stop 2 different places, and then came home, fed the cats, fed myself, and then I went to the ER. So
priorities first, though.
Yeah, just gotta power through it. But yeah, so I'm glad we're doing this. I guess Blaze is still out partying for her birthday?
Yeah, she's out drinking at the pub still. We have the function upstairs, and with their licensing, got to leave at 10 o'clock, so I had to bring the kids home. And I had the live stream, so I said to her, I'm like, if you get home in time, you can. So you might make a drunken appearance. But I'm not a drinker. Like, even if I wanted to drink, it says in funniest thing, biggest writing, do not take alcohol while being treated with this medication.
Well, I don't think mine had that on it.
The most I drink these days is Coca-Cola, no sugar.
Yeah, I stick with water and what Jesus turned water into.
Wine.
Yep. Stick with both of those. But
I used to, when I worked as a chef, I used to drink pretty much every night after work. We'd go and have a few beers afterwards, and I was a smoker and everything back then as well. Then I ended up crook with acute appendicitis, ended up in hospital, which me being stubborn as I am, wake up 7 o'clock that morning with tremendous amounts of pain and don't go to hospital till 5 o'clock that night. And they're like, you idiot, it's about to burst. I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. Give me some painkillers and send me home. And stuff. So, yeah, then after that, I was in hospital for 2 days after the surgery. Went home, had delirium, got sent back to hospital, got diagnosed with diverticular disease, and then quit drinking straight away after that. Then I switched over to vaping, and then I quit the vape over a year ago now. That's why you don't see me vape on camera anymore.
Okay, cool.
So I'm an old, boring person now.
There you go.
All I do is spend all my money now on Blaze and locks.
That's always a good thing, having more money. So yeah. Well,
not really. 10% goes out that one.
That's true. I mean, I
do pay bills.
Yeah. Who needs to pay bills? You know.
Yeah. Locks come first. Ask Don's.
Oh, let's see. We got a few more people joined in here. Lock a lot. Fred Flintstone.
Hey, Jason.
Jason is here. Miko's here.
Is Jason or Frank?
Let's see. Yeah. Alrighty. So
mandatory closing time in Australia. Geez, when I used to get kicked out, actually no. I only ever went to one nightclub, and that was next door to where I worked, because I used to get half-price drinks, and I used to stay there drinking with the owners after it was closed. Normally lockout the pubs, I think, is like 2 a.m. here now. But we're kind of relaxed a bit with COVID. We don't have to wear masks out in public. We still have to social distance. I still have to wear one every day when I'm at work.
Right.
7 hours of hell in a face mask. Which gets even worse when you have a lockdown. If someone's getting tested, for one of the residents getting tested for COVID, you have to full on gown up and everything. The worst thing is when you got to try and give them a shower, because it's like sauna and you're literally wrapped from head to foot in plastic. So you're like, get out there and you pull out your shirts, wringing wet from sweat, like moisture. It's just horrible. That's why I'm looking at getting out of that work.
Yeah. Well, that's why you take a change of clothes with you.
I wish.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever done that is when I had fecal matter on my shirt. Another reason why I'm quitting the job. Hopefully get the locksmithing set up so I can start dropping shifts and then slowly get out of nursing and do what I love full time.
There you go.
So fingers crossed.
That's sort of my plan right now. So I know the feeling. Now when is it that you go and start your course?
The course and everything. I'm waiting to hear from Daryl. So okay. It's getting run through his boss. He's got a boss that does training and stuff like that. So they're going to help me out by getting me in to do the course and travel up there to do it. so waiting to hear back. Shouldn't be too long, a month or two, which means I've got to put in for time off work to go and do it. And stuff. But at the moment, we've just been hauling ass, trying to get the website up off the ground. Been working on the stuff for the store for that. Okay, so I'm going to do a store launch soon, and we're actually going to give a discount code out to everyone that follows me on YouTube. So everyone, just as like a promo code for the store launch, so people can get a discount and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the first thing set up, and then you can slowly add on to it once you get, if I get the installer's license and everything like that. Which here's a bloody, I want to swear, but I'm not going to. Disappoint everyone.
Bloody doesn't count as a swear word here in the States.
It's a nightmare to try and get licensing. Like the amount of hoops that I can jump through, it's ridiculous.
Okay. It wasn't that bad as far as the hoops that like I had to go through here, because basically the only extra things I had to go through were getting my fingerprints done, and my agency can't fingerprint me for something like that. It's just kind of one of our things, and so I had to go like to the sheriff's department here and get them to fingerprint me. And then other than that, just filling out the application form and sending it in, and then showing up when they told me to for the test. So yeah, sounds like y'all have a few more hoops to jump through.
Yeah, so for mine to get there's two licensing here. There's a security installer's license, and there's a security advisor's license. They're two different ones. They all come under private security work, but the installers is for installing and working on safes, electronic surveillance, cameras, biometric readers, and all that stuff. And pretty much allows you to break into people's houses for them. And stuff like that. If they lock themselves out, you can get in.
Right.
The security advisors is kind of like a red team in a way license, where you test someone's security by breaking into their facility, whatever it is, and then you give them a report on it, kind of thing. Which I'm hoping to dive into much later on in the future. But at the moment, the security installer, so I got to have a installer's course done for installing cabling and electronics and stuff like that. Then I got to have that with 2 reference letters from approved personnel, and all the other documentation, it's a bloody mountain of it, I got to get organised. Then I have to fill out all the stuff with Victoria Police to send it all off, and then wait to see if I get the license. Gotcha. So it's like Victoria's kind of buggered up because we have the most restrictions on everything, but it's also the laws are kind of lax and pretty shit at the same time, kind of thing. Like legally speaking, you don't have to have a license to do what some locksmiths here do. Huh. So for installing locks and stuff like that on your front doors or people's front doors, you don't actually need a locksmith's license for it.
Oh wow! Yeah,
that's break into someone's house, you do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, technically, there's people say, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Pick locks." I'm like, "Oh, so you can break into my house." I'm like, "Well, technically speaking, yes, but if I do it, it's breaking and entering." I said, "I need that little piece that says it's not."
So yeah. So you can go and you can advertise your services basically without a license. You can go and install locks on people's houses and rekey them and make keys. But if they lock themselves out, you can't do that unless you have the security installer's license.
Yep. And to install like security cameras and like CCTV and all that stuff, you need the security installer's license for. Okay. It's really stuffed up like laws here. They always say Victoria is the nanny state of Australia because we have so many laws. Walking into going to the supermarket and buy plastic cutlery for like picnics, and if you go through the self-serve checkouts, you have to get someone to come over and approve your ID to prove you're over 18. And like carrying a knife on you is totally against the law. Even a training knife with no edge is against the law. Like it's just
really. So
yep.
so you can't just have your
I'll
pocket.
probably get in trouble for carrying a tactical pen. Like
That's amazing, and and it's not like this everywhere in the country. And me being a police officer, I do have special extended authority, but I basically don't go past my front porch without a gun on my side. And just to hear where you have to have ID to buy a plastic knife and fork, that's just mind-boggling. I mean,
the only you go out in public, the only people you'll ever see here with a gun on them is a police officer or a security guard that actually does the cash, like the money and transportation stuff. The only people you see carrying guns.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't ever see it on me whenever I leave, unless if I'm in uniform. But yeah, I mean, that's and here in North Carolina, we have open carry laws. So basically, like if you were a citizen resident here of North Carolina and you had a handgun, it is perfectly legal for you to walk around in public with that gun strapped on your side, so long as it's in fully visible to everybody.
I'm getting shit for carrying this freaking fruit peeler. It's always in my wallet. Since I've lived on the farm, I've always had it in my wallet for cutting hay bale strings and so that. I can get in bloody trouble for that, carrying it around in my wallet. I actually, even the laws like carrying lockpicks and stuff like that, you're not meant to do in Australia. Not carry them on you. I had to go to the courthouse ages ago when there's a lot of stuff going on with my old man, family drama, and I had to go to show support for the family. And walk into the courthouse, and they got all the police officers standing out the front. They got the big metal detectors, and they got the X-ray conveyor belt. And there's like, put your wallet and keys. So I grab all that out, throw it on there on the tray. They put it through, and the guy's like, "Do you have a multi-tool card in your wallet?" And I'm like, "Shit, I've got lockpicks in my wallet, haven't I?" I was going to lockpick set. I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, can you show us?" Opened it up. I'm like, freaking Sparrow's chaos cards and stuff like that. It's got a handcuff key. And he's like, "Oh, what's that?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry." I said, "It's my emergency set." I said, "I've run Dark Arts Lockpicking, Australia's largest locksport YouTube channel. Go and check it out." He goes, "Oh, will." He goes, "No problems." And the couple goes, "They're in the wrong area. They need it around the corner." He goes, "Oh, here's your stuff back." He goes, "I'll check it out." And he walks off, like, lets me walk back out with it. I'm like, I was kind of shitting myself a little bit with that one. I'm like, "Oh, that's not good." I completely forgot I carried it in my wallet.
Yeah, that can be kind of nerve-wracking. It was probably about 8 years ago now. I took a trip by train from here to Washington D.C. and of course I carried, and now I had a actual like roomette on the train, so I'm not like sitting in the regular coach seats or anything, which I like because you've got your own spot. But anyway, going up there was absolutely no trouble. Now I knew going around, like the museums, basically even being a police officer, because we have nationwide concealed carry as police officers here. You cannot carry a firearm anywhere on federal property like that. So none of the museums, none of the areas around the Capitol, this just out of the question. So I had it locked up, and in one of my bags in a locker. I had the key, and anyway, so the next day returning, we go back to the train station because it was only like go up one night, tour one complete day, and then the next day we were coming back that afternoon. But anyway, coming back, I'm there in the train station in Washington D.C. and I look and there's a sign that says, X-ray machine in use. I'm thinking, okay, my gun's in my bag. They're gonna see that if they X-ray it. Let's take some steps before it gets to that point. So I go up and I see like a bunch of police officers there, and I'm kind of, excuse me, sir. And I show my credentials, my badge, my ID, everything. And this guy must have been out of training for like 3 weeks because he completely ignores the whole bank of other officers he's standing next to and runs me around this whole station and does this, and this. He's saying, you're going to have to check it. Well, I don't have any check luggage. Well, okay, then what? I mean, he just goes everywhere. They wind up taking me back to a little back room. They photographed my ID, made me completely disassemble, like field disassemble my gun, put it in a Ziploc bag, and then handed it back to me. The good thing was me and my two friends that I was traveling with, we all got to board the train like 20 minutes early. And of course, as soon as we got in the room, I pulled that Ziploc bag out, put everything back together, and okay, that was stupid. And come to find out, they were not using the X-ray machine that day. And I'm like, no good deed goes unpunished. This is a bunch of bullshit. See, you're rubbing off on me now, DALP.
That's like when I went to pick Blaze up from karaoke a couple of months back now. And Tuesday night, 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, go pick up karaoke, and we're driving back and get pulled over by the coppers. And pull over, and guy comes up to the window and he knocks and wind it down. He's like, anything to drink tonight? I'm like, no, I don't drink. He's looked at me. I said, ask your mate behind me. Ask your mate behind you. And the guy behind him is the other copper. I went, hey, Brent, how's it going? He goes, yeah, good, James. I knew the cop was there behind him.
That's always
the look on his face. Like the look on his face, and I said, I don't drink. He's like, what, really? You don't bloody drink? I've just seen you leave the pub because they watched me. You drove around the corner. And I'm like, I don't drink. And Blaze being drunk, she throws her head across and she goes, no, but I do. I'm like, that's what I'm thinking about.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, there's always that. I have to admit, I do carry lockpicks on me every day. I've used them at work a few times. It comes in handy. I actually just did a show on Instagram the other day, what I literally carry every day on me. My business wallet.
That's nice.
I've got this chaos card in there. I've got the Dangerous Things RFID Dakota diagnostic card. I carry that every day, and like the covert companion on my other keys, which I've got in there with a heap of master keys. In my other keys, I carry the Southord's jackknife. So I've always got that. I'm always carrying lockpicks on me for emergencies. I mean, first time ever, I locked my own keys in my bloody car. How'd you get out? Bugger off, cat. Cat just appears out of nowhere. He's locked in the laundry. So, I always have that, oh, shit, if I get, coppers come over and search me, I'm like, lockpicks.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Well, I mean, I always carry mine on me, too. Just my little Southord kit that I've modified. Y'all have seen that on video a bunch of times. But, yeah, it's always in my pocket because every now and again I will still like almost lock myself out of somewhere. And of course at work it comes in handy whenever somebody comes over to me and says, hey, can you open up this file cabinet or this drawer over here that's locked up and somebody forgot the key to, something like that. And but actually a while back I was out here, I had done a live and was going back in, and I've got a night latch on the door over here. And because I can't use the front porch. The front porch is rotted and it's falling off. So I have to go out through the other side of the shop and through the rollout door. But anyway, there's a little night latch on the door that's over here. And before I went out, I always kind of, pat my pockets down, feel, make sure I got, okay, phone, everything, all that. As soon as I pulled the door shut behind me and I heard the latch click, I said, yeah. I started cussing. And I realized my keys were still in here. So I fortunately had my picks on me and picked the lock to get back in. So those are all your keys that you carry every day.
That's actually Blaze's car. I was driving that freaking midget thing. That's my normal. Well, that's one lot of keys. That's my other lot of keys.
Oh wow!
So, I got 2 car keys in case I lock one of my car keys in the car again. I don't want to break into it, even though it takes me like 2 seconds. But I'm smart, and a lot of people say to me, why do you carry your keys on one of these? I'm like, to stop people like me from taking a photo, decoding it, and cut my own key.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
All my important keys I keep hidden. So
yeah.
So I actually just did that to an eBay seller.
That's all I carry. Those are my keys, like for my house and stuff. And but normally, like when I work, I lock these in the patrol car and just have them, in the console locked up in there. And then, when I'm out of the car, all I have is the key to the patrol car. And so that way, if anything happens while I'm working, I'm not worrying about dropping my house keys out there somewhere and having to go back and look for them.
Well, that's my other one. I carry the COVID companion with master keys. So I always carry a nice collection of master keys. One of them, the Cat 74, comes in very handy at work because people keep forgetting to put paper towel in the paper towel dispensers. And I literally bought these keys and went in to work with my little Lishy key cutter and said to the maintenance guy, talking to him and stuff like that. And I'm like, every time I go to play, I said, someone's lost the keys. I said, watch. I went 2 seconds. I'm like, there you go. And I opened it. And then I'm like, I just duplicated one of the other keys. I said, yeah. I said, if I ever run out of paper towel, I know where to go. But that's the deal. I carry master keys all the time because you never know when their body come in handy. Like even a lockpick at work, like it's unbelievable. I had a guy, the maintenance guy, is like trying to get like this. Don't have the bloody key for it. He goes, can you get in? I'm like, jiggle, open. Because we use a lot of the low security stuff is all wafer locks. They're like, go with companion, jiggle key, 2 seconds, have it open. I know it's locked. Well, it's a lock that wasn't in use anymore. But yeah, that's the I look at it like. I'm a big stickler for the rules. The only time I've ever broken it is if I've had permission to, like at work. Right. The cabinet doesn't get used anymore, but there's an awful smell coming out of there where water dripped down. So we had to open the cabinet, and of course he didn't have any keys to open it. So I got it open. My car, when I locked the keys in there, 2 seconds with a jiggle key, and stuff like that. But I mean, I rent this house here, and the locks I've got on this, I could pick the freaking locks on my house here with a piece of string. They're really bad. I've got a heavy-duty padlock on the gate, a big-ass chain, and I've got a Lockwood Asabloy, the 334B45, and it's not pinned to Lockwood's pinning either. I repinned it with a heap of security pins because I got given it. It was like bashed up and scratched, and it had no key, and it was locked. So a couple of seconds I had it open, I cleaned it all up, repinned the whole bloody lock. And now I've got that. So I've got a high security lock sitting on the back gate, but shitty locks on this. But as I said to someone the other day, like, they're like, oh, you teach criminals what to do. I'm like, they don't spend years and months practicing what we do. I said, you think about it. And I'm in the process of writing a blog, another one to go up the website. And I'm like, we spend hundreds of dollars of putting high security locks on our front doors, all these special features, and it has this and anti-picking. We've got a big ass window sitting right in the front of your house. Someone's just trying to brick through it.
Exactly.
why, would they worry about learning what I can show them? They're just going to smash your window and get in. They're not worried about, getting in and out. That's my job. I get in, stick with your ceiling to the bloody ceiling, and then leave.
Right. Yeah.
Take your furniture, walk out. I was actually thinking about doing that with business. Break into their house and leave a business card saying your locks need upgrading. Call me.
Yeah, that's like, here people are like, well, somebody can pick the locks to get into my house that easy. Well, yeah, they could if they spent the time and investment into, learning and the equipment to learn. But more likely than not, they're going to use between a crowbar and a foot, and that's going to be about it, And so I mean, that's why
they're not going to go out and spend like $100 on multi-picks and just come in. Oh, I can pick your front door lock. They've got a big one going at the moment here. Dr. Lock, if anyone follows him on YouTube, he's a locksmith up in New South Wales. He just did this big thing because J-Car, which is like a electronics store, they sell radios and electronic bits and pieces. Kind of like an old Dick Smith's before or after Dick Smith's got shut down. And they just started selling training locks and lockpick sets in there. And Dr. Lock's like, oh, everyone's got to learn how to pick locks and, there won't be any use for us anymore. I'm like, not really, because, a lot of people can buy lockpicks anyway. What's the point of I can go to Pick Pals and buy whatever lockpicks I bloody want. I can order stuff from Sparrows. Actually, I just ordered stuff from Sparrows, which I was a bit surprised I actually got. I literally just ordered. I need to review them and have a play with them. They're 2 traveller hooks, the long one and the short one. So yeah. I ordered them and stuff. What's the point of complaining about a store where people can go in and buy lock picks from, J-Car when anyone can go online and buy them? Go on eBay, $10, you got your own bloody set of lock picks. Like, that's all we all started with, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I started with a cheap Chinese set long before I started the YouTube channel.
Right. Well, I mean, that's, I think a lot of people get into lockpicking just from, just out of a hobby. I mean, we've got so many people here, to basically, they got into it just to have something to do, to figure out a puzzle and everything. And, just to have it as a hobby and learn and take it apart and everything. I think that, that's why a lot of people get into it. So, but anyway, and speaking of getting into it, I wanted to ask you, what basically
drove me into this crazy world?
Yeah. What made you interested in it?
Oh, I didn't even know locksport existed. But when I was younger, the first time I ever seen anyone try to break into a car, my big brother come down and locked his keys in the car. And I stood there for like 2 hours watching him and my old man trying to break the car with the old coat hanger and packaging strap. I'll walk up and open the back door. No one bothered to check to see if any of the bloody doors were locked. The back door was unlocked, so I just went open the door and they kind of just cracked the shit and went, And then the lady down the road, she came up, she goes, I locked my keys in the house, So the old man goes, oh, you're small enough, pulled a couple of the old louver windows panels out, and pushed me in through there. So I was like, oh, this is, and stuff like that. So that kind of piqued it. Then I kind of forgot about it. And then one night, binge watching videos on YouTube, because that's what you bloody do, stumbled across Bosnian Bill and didn't even know who he was to begin with. I saw this video, picking a lock, come up recommended.
Right.
And so I picked this lock for fun. I'm like, what the hell is this? What's he doing? And
yeah.
it just, the light lit up in my head and I'm like, I want to give this shit a go. So I tried to make some out of hacksaw blades.
Right.
They were absolutely shocking. Didn't freaking work at all. I don't even think they were counted as picks. And then I went on to eBay and I bought a cheap Chinese set. And I was waiting for them to arrive. And I just started binge watching Bosnian Bill. And then through him, I found Lockpicking Lawyer and Lock Noob, the holy trinity, as I call them, the three,
Yes.
big ones that everyone looks up to.
That's who I
then my set arrives and I'm like, oh, I can't wait, like it's awesome. And I ordered the Chinese set and a set of auto jigglers as well because I saw them like, oh, these are keys. I can open locks with them. Didn't know what the hell they were. They just got them because they look like keys. And the old man comes around and he's like, oh, throws a padlock to me. He goes, it was unlocked, and he locks it. Throws it to me. He goes, pick this. I'm like, what? And he goes, go on, have a go. 5 minutes, and I had it open. The first actual lock I picked went pop. I've still got it. It's the Federal Super A 520C. 6 standard pins in there, and I got it open. I'm like, this shit's cool. I was just like, wow. You get that rush of adrenaline. You're like, holy shit. And that was it. I was hooked. I started buying locks left, right, and center, trying to pick them. I didn't learn the correct way as I should have. If I had learned the correct way, I'd be able to pick a lot more advanced locks than I can, and stuff. But I, binge watching YouTube videos, and I just got hooked. Then later on, I started the YouTube channel to show what I was learning. And because I'm like, oh, if Bosnian Bill and them can do it, it won't hurt. I'll give it a shot. I'm a spastic with a camera. Why not? So I started the channel, and then my obsession got worse. I went and spent $170 on a set of the Sparrows Monster Double XL, the first proper set I've got, which I've only broken 2 picks for. Blaze broke 1. 2 years I've been using that pick set for every single day virtually, and it's lasted that long. The Chinese sets, I went through them like that.
Really?
They're rubbish, and it's just grown and grown and grown. I've just become obsessed with it, as people said. So, but yeah, Bosnian Bill was like the light that got me into it.
Right. Yeah, I remember how I found Bosnian Bill and eventually got into all this was I had I'd looked for a set of lockpicks before, just thinking, oh, I'll just buy the set, and then there was a sale item that spammed up into my email, and it said, it was the Southord pocket pen pick set, and it was on a on sale for 20% off or something like that. So it was a fairly decent deal. But before I spent that much money, I wanted to know, was it worth it? And I didn't know jack about lockpicking then. I mean, nothing. And so I went on, I typed in, reviews for whatever. And then that's when Bosnian Bill had actually done a review video on it and talked about it. I'm like, okay, let's see what other videos he has. Does he just get random stuff off the internet and review it? Or does he actually, know what he's talking about with this? Click through. 3 hours later of watching videos, yeah, I guess he knows what he's talking about when it comes to this. And wow, I want to know.
I went back and watched all of his videos from the early ones right through. Kind of just binge watching for a couple of weeks straight. Every chance I got, watching Bosnian Bill, thinking shit, this guy, he knows his stuff. And yeah, it's kind of weird. Once you get bitten by this bug, it just grows and grows and grows. I mean, start off with thinking about it, going back to it. How far I've progressed. The channel, how far the channel's grown.
Oh yeah.
I still get people go, "Oh, you're famous." I'm like, no, because I can walk down the street and no one goes, "Oh, it's DALP." I said, the day that happens, the day that happens, then I'm famous. But 99% of people don't know who I am.
Yeah. Well, how long has your channel been up?
4 years now.
4 years. Okay, I was thinking it was
on the 16th.
yeah. I was thinking you got on about the same time I did. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 years the 16th of this month, actually. I've been doing it, and I actually went back, kind of as like a little birthday regret. I went back to like the first videos I did, and that's what I regret. I'm looking at them like, oh shit, like, they were horrible. I was scared to talk. It was silent, like quiet, just like picking really shitty fucking locks. Yeah, I saw it. Everyone would go be happy now. Really like nasty locks, and compared to I still don't pick that much. I've kind of gone off picking a little bit at the moment. I've been focusing on a lot of other stuff that I've been finding interesting. But yeah, you go back to like your earlier videos and then where you are now, and how much things have changed, how much I've changed over the last 4 years of running a YouTube channel, and stuff like that. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It really is. So, and everyone's like, oh, you're like, you're famous, you're DALP, I'm like, I'm not. I'm just a spastic with a camera that likes to shoot some videos every now and then and do stupid live streams where funny shit happens.
Yeah, I think the whole live streaming thing with Locksport, I think I think a lot of people like that because we can all come together in the chat, we can hang out. That's one reason why I love doing these videos with somebody else, because that brings more people in, even more. And
It's fantastic. Really, like when I first started doing these, I was like, that's cool. Like, like maybe one day in the future, I might get an invite, stuff like that.
A week later.
I'll get the same, like when they had OzSecCon, which Dom's got to go to, which is kind of like the LockSport security version of Comic-Con in America.
Right.
But it's like for school people. I'm like, it'd be kind of cool, maybe one day if I ever got invited, there and stuff like that, rather than paying. I looked at the price of the tickets. I'm like, oh. Geez, I can't afford that shit. Like, I'd have to sell everything I had for the tickets. Dons, I should have had DALP tattoos signature on my arm when I met him.
Yeah.
I haven't tattooed any lock stuff on myself yet. The last one I actually tattooed was cool beams on my arm. That's how stupid I am. But even Don's, like, he was kind of a bit starstruck when he got to meet me, come around for dinner and all that stuff. And he's like, I'll get to meet like the famous, and even when Daryl came out, he's like, I'll get to meet the famous DALP. I'm like, I'm not that famous. Like, saying you have the largest LockSport channel in Australia is, it's true, but it's kind of like this big of a thing because literally LockSport is very small in Australia. It's not as big as America. 96% of my viewers is like America compared to Australia. A little bit in the UK, all my family over there pretty much. But LockSport in Australia isn't quite as big as it is in America.
Well, maybe you're helping change that. Maybe in another 4 years it'll be this big thing, and it'll be you, because I think you're probably the biggest Australian LockSport channel, I believe.
I am when it comes to LockSport. Lock related, like locksmithing. Dr. Lock is. He is way bigger. But I'm the largest LockSport because I'm not a locksmith, so I don't pretend I am. Like when I do the key cutting and stuff at the markets and all that, they're like, "Oh, you're a locksmith," and I'm like, "No." It's like Mr. Minute, or any other Bunnings. Which I got told I got to work on my customer service because that's terrible. But the guy who insulted me, he comes up and he goes, "Oh, because I charge $5 to cut a house key," which I found out that Mr. Minute does car keys and house keys and stuff. When I was chatting to him the other day when I went and bought this lock because they had it there.
What kind of lock was that?
Abus. That's the 7240.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah.
It's non-repeatable, so you can't
Oh,
remove it. It looks
wow.
like you can, but you
Yeah.
can't. There's no screw or anything in there,
What
so
was
you
it?
can't.
Was it you
It's a
telling me about that a while back? Because I
yeah,
remember seeing something
a
like
love
that.
lock one.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
a love lock. I paid $30 for it. But yeah, when I was chatting to him about it, I said to him, "How much do you charge for an LW4 key?" And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I charge $8 something." I'm like, "Oh," I said, "I had a guy come up to me at the market. He goes, "So Bunnings charge $2." He goes, "You're a bloody rip-off." So I turned around and said, "Well, fuck off to Bunnings then, and then come back and see me when you want a key that works."
Well, I actually had my first like I guess official locksmithing job after getting my license the other day, and this guy from work he had a door going from his garage into his house, and it just had a locking knob set on it, just a quick set, and he didn't have a key to it and wanted it keyed to his front door. And anyway, I'm out there, out there, got everything set up on the hood of the car. I'm rekeying it, and the key that he gave me is like the cuts were almost off by one complete depth. Um,
Oh,
yeah, and so I pinned the lock. I used everything in there and got it to work. But I told him, I'm like, you need me to come out and make you some new keys and rekey your house, because you make another copy of this lock, then or this key, it's not going to work because it's going to be off by that much already.
yeah. Oh, that's what I had. Like, the guy come up to me at the market, and he's like, "Oh, can you cut this key for me?" And I'm like, "No, mate, sorry, I can't." And he's like, "Why?" And I said, "Because it's a restricted key weight." I said, "The
Yeah,
only person that has the licensing to actually copy this key is the locksmith in town, which everyone calls the rip-off because he overcharges for absolutely everything." Um, like, I went in there to have a look at a padlock, and I'm like, the same lock they have in Bunnings, exact same lock, the 334B45. He was charging twice the price that Bunnings were for
wow.
like the same lock. Like, he's just, everyone calls him a rip-off. Um, you lock yourself out, he'll charge you like $300 to slip a latch to let you back in.
Holy shit.
Um, yeah, that's because he's like the biggest locksmith in town. Kind of happens when you're the only one for a very long time. So, like, yeah, and as I said, like, that locksmith is the only one who can actually cut this key, because it says restricted for one, do
Right,
not copy. I said, and it's got his name on it. So that is his, a lot of locksmiths have a keyway just for them. And the
right,
guy's like, "Oh, because I went to Bunnings and they cut me one, but it don't work." He goes, "It won't even fit in the lock." I looked at it, and it was something like the key he had was like a JC keyway, like very, very like squiggly, thin,
right.
paracentric as all hell. I'm like, no wonder they gave you a bloody LW4 key, which is like our lockwood keys. I said, no wonder it won't fit in. I said, it's completely the wrong key. I said, the only thing they did was they looked at it and went, "Oh, well, that bit looks similar, so that must be the right one. We'll cut that one for it." I said to him, "Don't go to Bunnings for keys." I said, for one, I got my key machine in, and before I got key blanks for it, we had to go get a key cut for one of the sheds out the farm. So we went into Bunnings, and they duplicated it and come back. And I'm like, won't freaking turn the lock, like it's grinding something shocking. So I put it onto my machine, I calibrated my machine, and had to take some off because they
Right.
cut it just a little bit too big. I'm like, they don't know what they're doing. They don't recalibrate their machines after every 6 to 10 keys.
Right.
They just, like, oh, but now they're all moved on to those fancy ones where, they put 2 keys in and it cuts it itself.
Right. Yeah.
They robotic like ones. They're all moved on to
Yeah.
them. So now when
That's
I'm at the market, I go, "Oh shit, you do that fast," because I'm using the friggin' horizontal machine. I go, copy it.
right.
There you go. There's your copy of it. Whereas they've got to put it in and then press a button to program because they're too stupid to use the bloody simple machine.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
me. Well,
I'm always looking at machines. Like, I'm looking at more machines. Never have enough.
Eventually I need to get a code machine, but that's not in the budget right now. So yeah,
I'm playing at the moment because I'm trying to cut to code. I can only do LW4s with space and depth keys.
The LW4 keyway. Actually, I don't know if you have anything from the States, if you have any quickset keys from the States, but a quickset KW1 blank will fit into an LW4 keyway.
Same, that's the same thing, just usually a quickset is a little bit thinner. It's the same as we have get out. We have WC2s, which is virtually identical to an LW4, just a little bit thinner. And most of the time, we use LW4s. I just got these so I can say to people, "Oh, do you want a color key?" I've broke a few of these. These are meant to be ultra light and super tough, and I've snapped quite a few of them, even cutting them. So, and stuff like that. But the quickset, like KS1, is very, very similar to the LW4. That's our standard keyway when it comes to locks in Australia. 90% of your housing around will have either got me sets with me bump keys that I've cut. So the most common ones is your LW4 and LW5. So your 5-pin, your 6-pins. We have a reverse profile, which is the LW4R, which is a little bit rarer and stuff like that. And the other one is the TE2, which we have here. I do the bump key set, the Oz 5. It covers 90% of the locks you'll come across. Like front door locks, they're all the same. Unless you go into restricted, 90% of the locks you go to Bunnings and you can buy Iconics, which are cheap. Some cheap, locks. They run C4 LW4 keyway.
Okay.
So everything runs off that keyway.
That's pretty cool. How a lot of things are, how it's similar between the states and there in some respects.
That's an American Lockwood right there that I picked earlier.
Okay.
I was comparing it to our Lockwoods and your keyways. The keyways are a little bit thinner. That's it. The American Lockwood has the same keyway as the LW4, LW5s, which I don't think there's actually doesn't say on these what the blanks are. Just says Elco. Yeah.
Well, we've got we're kind of getting towards the end here, but I've got something fun planned. On your Zoom setup, can you receive chats? Like if I send you a chat message on Zoom, can you get it?
I think.
Let me see.
So here. I'm not sure because I've never used these. I've never used Zoom. First time I've ever used it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I downloaded it. You sent one that says hello.
Okay. All right. I have a couple. Well, I'm sure you've seen videos like this, and we both speak English. We're both in English-speaking countries. We talked a little bit before about the differences between like Australian English, British English, American English, and sometimes some things.
I speak three. I speak English, sarcasm, and bullshit.
Yeah, well, I'm fluent in the American versions of all of those. But sometimes words don't quite translate a little bit, and so I think I have taken some installation instructions from a couple. I did one actually from Lockwood for a night latch, and then also I did ones from Schley, and I have the original version. The other version, though, I ran it through Google Translate a few times, and by a few I mean very, very many.
Never do that. Have you seen much they do the songs?
And then brought it back into English. And I was wondering if you could help me read some of these instructions. And I was, which one would you like to start with? And because I was thinking for the Lockwood, you could read the original instructions. I could read the.
Let's see how it goes then, shall we?
Well, would you like to start with? Would you like to start with the Schley or with the Lockwood? Because the Schley, I figured I could read the original since it's in a U.S. lock, and Lockwood, you could read the original since it's an Australian lock. Your choice, yes, choice.
Doesn't worry me. I'm happy with anything except for that helium. I think it's still in my system a bit.
All right.
I was reading earlier. I'm like, it says on it, "Do not inhale."
Yeah. Probably should not inhale then. All right. So I am sending you through the Zoom.
I'm trying to see how many people I can get laughing on here. Dana already thinks it's funny.
So I am sending you through the Zoom chat.
Don't forget to subscribe.
the Lockwood's original installation instruction.
It appeared for like shit, get out my system. It appeared for like 2 seconds. Let me see if I can bring it up.
Okay. If I need to send it to you through Twitter, just let me know and I can do it through that.
I've got it here. I don't know if it's actually going to keep going with get out my system. Oh, helium. I don't know if the video's still going. I've got it up here. So, like step 1, prepare door.
Okay. So you'll go through like read read the first line, and then I'll read I'll read the translation of it. If I can get my screen to cooperate a little bit. There we go. So I can get the scroll bar and we can follow along. So you read like the first couple lines, and then I'll read the translation of it, and we can go back and forth like that. Okay?
All right. Sounds all right to me. I'm happy with anything. Should I do it on? Actually, no, I won't. I shouldn't take any more helium in. I did that a few times at the party tonight.
All right. So whenever you're ready, we'll start with step 1.
All right. So step 1, prepare door. Select side of template to suit door opening direction. Position template and prepared door as specified on template. Just like to say template. Ensure lock position is not in hollow section of door.
All right. The first step is to fix the door. Choose a house and a normal house. Adjust the door profiles. He opened it again.
Yeah, this has just got bad news written all over it. Step 2, prepare lock. Remove 2 case mounting screws from lock case. Remove mounting plate out of lock case. How many times are you going to say case number?
Hello. All right. Then the band ends. Remove the 2 screws to secure the door. Disconnect the cable from the conductor.
Blaze is on her way home. We just got a message from her.
Okay.
So this is going to be fun. Step 3, install cylinder and mounting plate. Fix mounting plate to door with 4 wood screws supplied, if they supply the right ones. Insert cylinder into cylinder ring and place through hole. Make sure you lubricate it. That's not in there. I'm just adding that one. From outside of the door, mark connecting bar. Flush with inner hub face. Then cut 1 millimeter shorter than mark Ensure gear teeth on the hub face towards back of mounting plate as shown. Assemble cylinder, ensuring connecting bar engages in hub slot. Place front retainer screw through the gap in the hub and secure cylinder assembly to the door. Rotate hub 90 degrees by inserting key in cylinder and secure a second retainer screw. Ensure both screws are tightened firmly.
Awesome.
That's
awesome.
Step 3.
The third step is to put pictures on the door. 4 keys to keep the door framed. After closing the cylinder is inspected a second time. He puts the stick in the bag, 1 millimeter below the head. As you can see, the car is parked on the wall at the end of the license plate. He ties the rod to replace the cylinder and places it on the center seat. Then go out to secure the shirt and balloon to the door. Insert the wire through the cylinder. The second part is tightened to rotate 90 degrees. Make sure that the scripts are available to both. You have your script? Okay.
Oh shit, I just took way too much helium. Now I'm like headed to shit, so this is going to be fun. Ensure gear teeth on hub face towards back of mounting plate with key. That's step 3, install case. Way too much fucking helium for me tonight.
Oh, that's enough. Right. I'm a bit lightheaded now. I'm going to stop that.
So the third step is to build a package. Make sure that the ash can measure the surface of the tube at the end of the cultivation tray. Remove the key from the cylinder, placing the plate the head of the statue. Iron in water to protect the shaver.
Yeah, that's just horrible. It's like the some of the English instructions that you get given. I think the funniest ones I've ever seen is actually for the cheap Chinese like car automated braking set. Just the way they're written, they don't even spell instructions. It's instructions. UN space instruction.
Right. So we've got one more step, and then if you want to, we can do the Schlag one.
That's all that come up on mine. That's all that come up on mine.
Oh, really? Okay. Let me put
Yeah, step 3, install case. That was it.
I guess it cuts off after a certain comment. There we go.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's bring it back up. All right, insert strike face plate into strike. Ensure jam is flush with door face. Using the side screws, yeah, the longer the better. Assemble strike to door jam. Warning, care must be taken when drilling and affixing screws to jam. Screws must not come in contact with electrical wires in jam. Oh, that's fun.
The table broke. Tighten the appropriate rail frame and 2 screws. Part of the large stones in the neck or digging a well, install carefully. CNN, do not touch the body of the 2 soaps.
It's always fun when someone electrocutes themselves. I've done it before.
So let me send you. Okay,
I actually want to take out those instructions, put them in a lock one day, and give them to someone and say, "Here, install this for me." And just sit back and watch. Wait. Where do I have to put the statue?
Let's see. I am sending you the Schlag ones. And you are going to read the translated version. Let me finish sending.
I just read the first little bit. I'm like, what?
let
This has got disaster written all over it. No wonder I said I was worried up on Twitter.
Oh, all right. Let me.
Shit,
Are you ready?
I'm going way too far ahead. Let me go. All right, here we go.
Okay, let me get this moved over here. And this is for the Schlage B60 series deadbolt. The first one was for the Lockwood 305 night latch, by the way. This is for the Schlage B60. So I will read the original, and you can read the translation.
Well, try to.
Try to.
Without laughing.
Unlock lever and leave key in cylinder. Use key gauge to dislodge lever from chassis. Remove lever portion from chassis.
All right, mine's talking about something completely different because it says leave him alone. Let him go now and touch the back button on the switch to water. Use, well, shit, where are we? Don't turn off on me. Where is it? Use key sensors in the lever to remove the frame. Shit.
Remove the C-clip from cylinder by twisting like you are peeling an apple. Insert original key into cylinder and rotate it to the 2 o'clock position. And yes, this is the original Schlage directions.
What have we got here? Remove from the frame extension. Remove the lock core to eliminate the lock core. What? Okay, so you remove the lock core to eliminate the lock core. Okay. Remove it when picking up from Apple. Apple do bloody locks now.
They're $1,000 each.
and they get upgraded to a new model every 6 months.
Insert original key into cylinder and rotate it to the 2 o'clock position. Use follower bar to slide the cylinder housing away from the cylinder. Do not remove the follower bar.
I'm trying to read this without laughing. People's customized version of the gas cylinder and leave it for 2 hours. On the other hand, in order to take advantage of others, oh wait, this is going to get dirty, the feet cannot slide in the cylinder to the dashboard. Now it's just getting dirty. It's really getting dirty. Its knob push up to the old man at the same time to replace the washer and pin. I ain't touching an old man's what?
Empty existing pins out of cylinder. Remove original key. Locate key cut number on new key. Insert new key into cylinder. Review rekey kit map for pin locations and match numbers to new key.
What about here? Check your business card. All right, I better do that. Live food connect to the new device matches the number of the new number. With the new number. Read the cylinder from left to right within the correct pin in the first hole. I don't know if that was a knock at the front door or what.
Insert correct number pin into...
Sorry, I'm trying to stay on camera.
Okay. Insert the correct numbered pin into second hole. Insert correct numbered pin into third, fourth, and fifth holes.
No, she's not here yet. Bugger it. Oh, the front door unlocked. Where are we? He waves the anchor points at the right side of the second hole. Subsection 4-hole and 5-hole installation.
All right. Verify all inserted pins are completely flush with top of the cylinder. Slide cylinder housing from the follower bar back over cylinder. Insert C-clip back on cylinder. Remove the key.
All right. The reason for them is that everything can be associated with a cylinder. Slow gale, right? The first lottery ticket is filled with cylinders.
Hey.
Geez, that'd be an awesome lottery ticket, wouldn't it?
Insert C-clip back on, let's see, no. Insert complete cylinder assembly back into lever component. Place lever, this is not for the B60 series, I'm sorry. This is for a lever handle. Insert complete cylinder assembly back into lever component. Place lever component with cylinder back on chassis. You will hear a clicking sound or feel the tab click into place if done correctly. Insert new key and rotate until you can lock the lever component in place. Simulate locking and unlocking the product to confirm rekey success.
All right. Therefore, fix all the screws in the computer room. If you do this on a regular basis and you feel and hear your own language, wow, the role of the liver in fixing the cylinder to the frame. In order to install new components, please install and use the organ. Carl succeeded and confirmed exit.
Yay, Carl!
Good on you, Carl.
Oh, God.
That's like the worst freaking instructions ever. I just want to. Oh, Blaze is home. Finally, she might be able to jump off the last seconds.
Yeah, because we've gone over. We gotta have a break. But yeah, I think that I think we can do some more translations in the future.
That's fun.
It is. You take.
Maybe we can tell them to China, and they might actually get instructions right when they print them out. They translate them back into English.
Yeah. I ran it through at least. I ran it through at least like 15 different languages before I brought it back into English. I mean, everything. Like if you go on Google Translate and just look at all the languages, I just clicked one at random from here to there and just did it through. I mean, Latin to Hindu to Swahili, everything.
You're just in time. If you get up here quick, it's probably pissed.
What's going on?
You pissed?
Just a little bit. Hi.
Hi, Blaze.
Hi.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. My birthday is next Saturday, actually.
Oh my God, happy birthday. We need to do something.
We'll do a live.
Yes.
Just
you'll
stop
probably be
by
working.
I'm going to a fight.
Again?
Yes.
Typical Aussies. Friggin' pub fights. I'm going to go out for a quiet drink. Next one.
He touched my.
Good thing I won't do.
So I elbowed him in the ribs. And then the bodyguard's like, get out. And his friend finally showed up. And I was like, you need to fucking leave.
Hey, watch your fucking language. We're on a live stream with him.
Australian, what do you expect?
Oh Lord. Well, we are just finishing up, Blaze. So you got here just in time.
I did.
Your eyes are a bit bloodshot. Drink.
More than 14 drinks. And I was able to walk in my high heels after 14 drinks.
That's better than what I can do after 8 drinks.
But I've been reading the instructions on helium.
I don't know how I feel about that.
You're going to get high. Takes some dogs on you out of here.
Oh my God.
Somehow the cat got out of the laundry.
Sure.
Oh man. Alrighty, well. Down. Oh, puppy dog. Hello, puppy.
That's Shadow. The cat.
Shadow.
Birthday.
All righty, folks. Well, we're going to sign off so that we can have a break until Jason starts his up in just a little less than an hour. So, thank you.
I was trying to catch up with some of the comments where there's one of those words that's different in the US and basically every other English-speaking country. Pissed.
Yeah.
Yep, it is completely.
And she can still walk in 2-inch high heels.
Yes, you're still not taller than me.
Bad.
Oh, hey.
This is a bloody awesome night. Like doing this is fun.
It is.
Definitely try and do it again. I don't think we actually beat the last lot you did.
Yeah.
Viewers wise, I think I saw we peaked at 20.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm
So-
seeing 18. Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome.
It was 20 earlier that I saw. Maybe our instructions scared them off.
I think those instructions would scare anybody off.
Did anyone interrogate you?
No. Why would anyone interrogate me?
Just making sure you or did you interrogate him?
No.
You seem like you would do that.
I would, but no.
Nah, we just chatted. So,
Just fine. Like that.
all righty, folks, we're gonna jump off of here. And then that way we've got time until Jason starts in about 40 minutes. So anyway, folks, everybody, thank you for coming here. Thank you for joining in the chat. DALP, thank you again. Blaze, happy birthday again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This has been a bloody ball of a time. Like, it's been awesome since we got delayed last week, and now we're both on antibiotics. So all fun.
Next time, before we plan on doing this again in the future, we both just need to stock up on antibiotics and make sure everything's healthy.
No, the worst thing has ever seen me on codeine. I get high as a kite to the point where I literally stare off into space and giggle at nothing.
Hopefully we won't go there.
When I had my hands in the cast, I was trying to do videos at the same time, high as a kite on codeine. It was fun.
Are you thinking at the
All
Zoom
righty,
thing?
folks. Well, we're gonna jump off of here then, and
thank you, everyone. Thank you. It's been a bloody ball doing this. Really has.
Yeah, it's been fun. We'll do it again in the future. So everybody,
keep it legal, everyone.
What?
Hashtag it. Keep it bloody legal.
Yes, keep it bloody legal. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay happy. Stay out of trouble. And we'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, stay out of trouble. All bad parts.
And I'm good at them. And I get away with it.
Alrighty.